I like this, so that's why I'm using this one to make this little TikTok here that I'm going to also post over on YouTube. Just checking in to see how everyone is doing. I go in tomorrow morning for my, I can't remember, it's my third or fourth bone marrow biopsy. I've had several. And fingers crossed that everything looks good with it. Because I'm not on any maintenance medication, maintenance chemo right now. Most people are after a stem cell transplant, but the reason that I'm not is because my neuropathy is so bad from the chemo that I would have to be on, that my oncologist says she did not want to put me on anything and risk me going back to where I was a year ago and not able to walk and being bedbound. And I don't want to be that way either. That's why I put on so much weight. So I was bedbound for about 7.5 months, and I sat there and I ate a lot of Little Debbie's and ice cream and cookies and potato chips, a lot of unhealthy stuff. Plus I wasn't active, so I packed on the weight. And I really want to lose some. Somebody told me to talk to my doctor about the shots, but I don't know. I see like people like Kelly Osbourne. I love her to death. Watched her growing up. I'm a huge Ozzy fan, but she just doesn't look good right now. And I know she's also mourning the death of her dad, but I don't want to get to that point. And they say that once you start taking those shots, you have to keep taking them, even once you lose the weight, or you'll just pack it right back on. So I want to go the natural route and see about eating healthier. I can't really exercise. I mean, I can do some stuff sitting here in my recliner, I guess. I might talk to my doctor and see if she has like a sheet of anything that I could do, something she could print off for me. But anyway, back to what I was saying is that tomorrow I'm getting a bone marrow biopsy. I have to be there at 8:30 in the morning. I have a 10:30 appointment. And then after that, I'm coming back home. My dad's taking me, and I'm sure he's going to ask if I want to go to lunch when I get through, and I'm probably not going to feel like it because I'm going to be really sore. And what stinks is the area where they usually always do the bone marrow biopsies at is the area where I have a painful knot there that even my primary care doctor felt when I went to see her last week. So she's having me go in and do a CT scan, and I'm going to have the CT scan done the same day that I have my PET scan done later this month. I went ahead and I set the CT up about an hour before my PET scan, so I can just knock both of them out in one shot, not have to make another trip for another test. And then I like the first week of March, I go back to my oncologist to go over everything and just do my checkup. So that's where I'm at right now. But my dad's had a relapse with his multiple myeloma, and he's going back on chemo. And he went out to Emory University to see the doctor that did my stem cell transplant. They want him to do a stem cell transplant. My dad said absolutely not, because of what I've gone through. Even though I told him that what I've gone through is not the norm. I'm actually the minority. The majority of people come through it great. People were hiking mountains and stuff after getting them. But my neuropathy started before I even started chemo. So my neuropathy stems from my cancer itself, and then the chemo added to it. So that's why mine's so bad. But yeah, so he's going to check into what they call CAR-T therapy. And there's been a lot of success with that. And I think that's the route that he's going to be taking from what he told me. So there's that. And I'll tell you what, I shouldn't. I should just not worry and just keep living each day to the fullest. But the way I've been feeling lately, I keep worrying that I'm relapsing. And fingers crossed I'm not. That my labs still look good, and my bone marrow biopsy looks good, and my PET scan looks good. But it's just a constant fear that you live in when you know that you have a cancer that's incurable. That it's going to come back. But I've also met people that have been in remission, one for 40 years. I've met several people that's been in remission for 30 years, and a lot of people, 10 years plus. So I'm optimistic, that I can stay in remission long enough to hopefully they find a cure for this cancer. Um, that's my hope. When people say hurtful things to me about my cancer, it really gets to me, not just for me, but like I said before, because my dad is also battling the same cancer and he's relapsed. So it hit me the wrong way when a certain person made that comment a few weeks ago about my cancer. But there's that. I just I wish I could get away for a weekend. I can't really do any walking, but I still want to get out and do things so bad, but I'm just not able to. That's what's hard on me the most, and that's why my primary care doctor wants me to see a therapist, because my depression is so bad, because I'm not able to do things. And I was a very active person before I got sick. That's why I left my job at Harbor Freight Tools, because I started feeling bad. I didn't know why. I had gone to a doctor and they couldn't find anything wrong with me. It's because they were not running the right tests. That's why. I do think that at that time, because according to my first bone marrow biopsy, I had what they call MGUS, M-G-U-S. So I know that I had that at the time. But like I said, they didn't run the right test to be able to detect it. And, other people said that, their CBCs and metabolic panel, were normal. That it's just you have to run specific tests when it comes to a bone marrow cancer in order to find that bone marrow cancer, including like a PET scan and the bone marrow biopsy. But anyway, I'm going to get off of here and I got to take a shower soon. Y'all have a good day. Bye-bye.